What's going on, you guys? So today I decided to make a video for all the people asking me how they can make money in the trenches reliably. You know, some people have small ports, some people cannot really move because, they make some profits, then they lose it to the market, and they, for weeks their port doesn't really move. It's up and down in the same place. So for people that have small ports, for people that are unable to flip reliably, or just because your port is small, you're flipping and you're unable to make meaningful profits because your port is small, you gotta grow it. There's a really popular thing going on right now, which I also do, and it's called deving. You dev coins, you look at narratives that are running, so you might create communities, make some content with ChatGPT, run that. Maybe you want a Memecoin, you see that something launched but it has a really bad name. Somebody launched Baku the dog, but the name is Baku new dog on Instagram. And that name doesn't really flow that well, so you can redev it, vamp it, quote unquote, call it Baku Baku, and then that thing is gonna actually run. So there's a lot of things you can do with deving, but the most important part is that you're risking almost nothing. I mean, the only thing you're risking is pretty much the launch fee and, the fee to sell the dev wallet, which is like maybe 50 cents at most. But if you dev something average, like super average, it doesn't even run, it just, it's just a little bit better than what's on the market right now. You can make anywhere from 0.3 to 0.5 Sol. If you dev something that's actually better and that has, significant chance of running, you can make 1 or 2 Sol. And then if you dev something crazy like you saw a tweet of Trump and you deved it real quick, you can make, 10, 20 Sol. But almost always you're gonna be in profit. Even zero point 0.5 Sol is literally $70 right now. If you just, spend your time, couple of hours a day just deving stuff, looking at the market, being creative, you will be making money 100% reliably and barely risking anything. And for that, you will need two things. First, you will need Axiom platform. You will see why just a little later in this video. And you will need a free extension called Uxento. This is the best extension right now for anybody that's deving because it allows you to instantly vamp or create coins from the platform. So back in the day, you would have to go to PumpFun, you go to PumpFun, you connect your wallet, you click create coin, you do all those steps, then to sell you have to go to the next page, you click sell, blah blah blah. A long process of doing all this. Uxento simplifies it, just it completely changed the game of deving, and that's why right now it's actually like a live hack. Okay, let me explain. So Uxento, this is their Twitter account. That's how you can find them on Twitter. It has more features than just deving features. We'll get into those as well. But to get Uxento, the safest way is to go on their Twitter page. And from their bio, they have the link, uxento.io/download, which will redirect you to the Chrome Web Store where you can get the extension. So here we see 9,000 users. We'll click add to Chrome. And there we go, we installed Uxento. So the features that it has, apart from just deving, is like domain age check. So if you see a coin that launched with a website, you can see if it's an old website or if it's a fresh website. One of the most coolest things is alpha groups. So it highlights on your pulse. So right here, under every coin, it's gonna highlight which private alpha groups have mentioned this coin. So if anybody copies the CA and sends it in Discord in Potion or Pastel Alpha or, many other ones, it actually will show up here. Let's go through setting it up real quick. Here you just see the features. We go to settings. The theme is, I just used the original theme. I like to have open quick buys in a new tab. So whenever you quick buy anything, it's gonna open it up in a new tab as if you right clicked it. PNL tracker, we don't need that. Card animation. So this is what I was talking about. Show animated gold/silver highlights on pulse cards. So whenever anybody mentions So let's say the card is gonna be gold. That means it's been mentioned more than 8 times in different alpha groups. Show groups and polls. Deck screener banner, so whenever anybody pays deck screener, the banner is gonna appear. Shortcuts, I don't like those, I turn them off. And then highlight significant holders, so, let's refresh this, so Uxento appears. Boom. Now, you might see some orange boxes, that means that it's a bonk launchpad. So if it's black, that's pump fun. Orange, that's bonk. Then we get pink if it's moonshot. We get green if it's believe app, and so on. You can do custom colors for any platform. It's quite helpful, I would say. So let me show you what it looks like when somebody's holding too much. So this is not the best example because this is the launch lab vault, but anytime anybody holds more than 4%, they're going to be highlighted in red. So I don't have to spend time looking at the percentages. I can instantly see if the holders are clean or not. But that's a little rundown of Uxento. Now let's actually go through the create a coin and vamp a coin. You can see right up here on the top right, 2 buttons appeared. One is called create coin. So this allows me to choose a platform where I want to launch. Right now it's only pump fun or bonk fun, but that's the platforms where you're gonna launch 99% of your memes. Most likely even just bonk because it's the most popular one right now. You get bonk, so then you can select an image, you can select it from your folders file, you can paste in an image URL from Google, and it's gonna pull up the image for you. Then you put in the name, ticker, you can add the website, add the Twitter, and quick buy amount that you want to buy with a dev wallet. You can edit the preset, you can make it, 1 sol, 1.5, 3 sol, whatever it is. I would say that the best amount to launch your coins with usually is probably 2 sol, 2.5, 3. If you do less than that, it's not gonna affect anything. You're just gonna end up making less money. If you launch with more than that, then you're gonna hold too much supply as the dev, and people are unlikely to quick buy your coin even if it's good. Unless you're doing something like, Trump tweet that came out 5 seconds ago, and people are just gonna instantly slam the button without looking at anything. You can do like, 10, 12 sol. You're gonna end up making like 50 if it's really good. But on average, just 2.5 sol is a really good amount. It doesn't scare people. So if you dev something that's funny, that's cool, that has potential to run, they're gonna quick buy it, and you can make some money. Before we can even start creating coins, you need to go to Uxento once again, and you have to go all the way down to Uxento Vision here. You click Open Uxento Vision, and it's gonna ask you to log in. You need to log in to receive a wallet in Uxento that you're going to be using to launch coins. So, let's say I want to continue with Discord. I'm going to authorize my Discord from another screen. Boom. So you get a wallet. Your wallet has been generated. We got the address. I'm going to copy it over real quick. We got the private key, which you guys can look at, because I'm not going to be using this wallet after this. And you click I have saved my private key. Yes, I have saved it. Now we're logged in, and now we can actually dev coins. Another thing that you can do is go to settings. This is settings for Uxento Vision, which they have Twitter tracker there, Discord tracker. I've never used it, so I can't really talk about it much, but what's important for us is dev mode right here. This has some settings. You can change the fees that you're gonna pay when you're launching a coin and when you're quick selling a coin. So there's 2 options of quick selling. You can do it through Uxento. Whenever you launch a coin, you can have a window open up instantly that allows you to instantly sell the dev wallet. Or you can just, go on Pulse, click on your coin, and use Axiom platform to do the sale. So we got the buy sell settings here, slippage, priority fee for both. You can generate prompts, so it would create custom tickers and names for your coin instantly. Whenever you see something on Twitter launch, you can, which I'll show you as well. Actually, I'll show it right now. So here I have a Twitter tracker, and when you have UDev, Uxento, it's gonna give you all these options up here. So first of all, we wanna have UDev on, which will allow us, whenever a tweet comes up to instantly scrape it. I'll show you how that works. Then I just turn on these three settings because they hide all the different sidebars. For example, you see down here I have the message bar. I click here and it hides. So all I see are tweets, no other garbage from Discord. So let's say here, TechCrunch said something. Google adds image to video generation. I think that's going to be a good coin. I want to scrape it. I click UDAV, boom. Instantly, we have the tweet already linked and we have the image. This tweet did not have an image with it, so it just took the profile image of TechCrunch. But if we do something like here, Bonkenu, so there's an image in here, or actually even Cointelegraph. We click UDAV, boom. It got the image instantly. It got the tweet. Now all I have to do is, create a name for it. Meme, ticker, meme. I select Bonk and I do my quick preset, create coin, and it's instantly gonna be created. So yeah, another thing I wanted to show you here is wallet management. Here you get your first wallet, but in the future, you can also add extra wallets by clicking add wallet. You have to create it in Phantom wallet and you bring the private key and you paste the private key. So it doesn't create a new one for you, doesn't give you a new private key. You actually have to go to your own Phantom, create the wallet there, and then you paste the private key, give it a name and put it in. And then you can switch wallets if you want to dev from a new one. So what else? What did I want to show you guys? Let's see if there's an example of coin being talked about. So here, it's not highlighted yet because it hasn't been talked about enough, but it's been mentioned in Pastel Alpha and in Prosperity Alpha group. It's at 43k right now, and it's also been mentioned in Shocked now, it seems. So we know that people are actually talking about this coin, and more than likely it's not just a random scam coin, unless people are falling for a scam, which happens quite often, I shall say. So let's try to create a coin. First of all, what I want to do is import a wallet then, the one we've just created with Uxento, so I can sell from the dev wallet straight on Axiom platform. It should be this one with 0 balance because I have not added any money to it yet. Gonna call it Uxento. Gonna copy the address. Let me add some money to it real fast. Give me just 1 second. So let's say I'm just gonna add 2 Sol for now. There we go. We got 2 Sol in it. Also, the examples of things I have devved in the past and the money I have made doing it. So I dev, 5 to 10 coins a day, I would say. Like sometimes it's way more, sometimes it's nothing. It depends on my mood. But just good examples of things you can do. I guess I'm gonna show you one of the best examples of how lucky you can get when you're deving. So as you may see, my average cost here is 5k. I bought, literally, I devved it, I quick bought, I sold the dev wallet, and within 5 minutes, completely organically, doing nothing at all, it went to 300k. The idea of this coin was that a couple of big companies have posted this trend called Pink All May. It was in May, that they would change their profile pictures to pink, and it was like a starting trend that everybody's gonna turn their profile pictures and, their brand pink. And nobody has made that. I've noticed it. In fact, my friend has noticed it. We devved it, and people, realized that this trend is becoming really big. We added a hashtag here because back in May, when you would type it in, you would see all kinds of different companies just posting pink stuff. Yeah, so I ended up making 25 Sol on this from just putting in 2 Sol. I did not expect it to run this hard. I did not buy up too much. So just 2 Sol into 25. And this kind of stuff can happen to you. Another thing that I have devved, just a good idea of things you can do is called, for example, F1 racers. That was nothing crazy, I just had an idea that F1 movie was getting really popular and everybody was talking about it. And I decided to make a community where I take all the different influencers like Gay, Pow, Elon from Pump Fun, and I asked ChatGPT to create a cartoon F1 car with them in it, but adding all the small details about, every single person. You know, for example, this F1 car, as you may see, um, can I make this image bigger, I wonder? Yeah. You know, it says Pump Fun, it has the Israel flag, because Elon is from Israel. Pump Fun logo. Stop being poor. It's a popular Pump Fun words. Alliance DAO, it's a company that invested into Pump Fun. And basically, every single person, every single KOL that I chose for this had their custom car. Look, Pau had the blue car with some details. I round tripped this coin, but it organically went to 16k, and I had 3.5 Sol in it. I also made some on the dev wallet. I think I made just 1 Sol on that. Yeah, I made 1 Sol by just deving it. So if I would not buy this coin at all, I would have made 1 Sol just by coming up with this idea and spending, you know, half an hour making a couple of cool images and creating a community. But I believed in this coin. I thought it could do great. I wasn't, you know, chasing money or anything. So I just bought 3.5. I was up like 5 Sol at the top. So we got, yeah, 2.5x up here. So that's about 5 Sol. I haven't sold a cent. I rode it all the way back down. I realized, you know, sadly it's not getting the motion it deserves, the motion, and I sold. But that's an example of, you know, something you can create. Let's see. Today I have seen another cool example that I saved. I think it was Chamho. It's at 4k now, but it went up to 111k. We can look at a smaller chart in 1 minute. It's migrated, went up. So what was the idea? It also had a nice community, has a nice community. Soulport Tom from Bongfun said that his favorite anime is Korean anime called Solo Leveling. There was a coin that ran to 400k, and seems like this guy came up with an idea of making Chamho, which is Solana trenchers as Korean line stickers. So he asked ChatGPT to create stickers of different KOLs like Soulport Tom in a style of Korean stickers, since Korea is the meta, thanks to the tweet from Soulport Tom. He made that, and as you may see, it went to 120k. The dev has made 3.5 Sol off of it, pretty much almost instantly. So another good example of how you can come up with a cool community that people vibe with, and you can make money doing that. And that is not rugging. There is a big difference between when people launch a big project, bundle it up like crazy, you know, push it, and then pull the rug pull. What we're doing here is we're just deving cool ideas. I mean, maybe with the community, you would be expected to run it a little bit longer. But things like Pinkle May, where it's just a trend, where I have no effect on it whatsoever. Where was it? You know, I don't have to run it. I just created the coin. I created something that people can trade and speculate between each other. So, in fact, I have created value making this coin. Yes, I got paid very well for doing it, but once again, you create value because the market needs coins to trade so they can make money. If there's no coins created, there's nothing to trade. People like you are market makers, basically. You create the markets for people. If you create good stuff, you deserve to get paid for it because now people can speculate it and they can run it up. So I guess we could try to do a little quick test of creating something. I'm gonna look at what is popular right now, and I'm gonna try to create a beta for it, or maybe a whole new narrative. I think there's gonna be a pretty big cut right here, because right now I don't see anything crazy that I can create that's gonna run. Okay, so I just came up with a little idea. Somebody created a coin called Sniffa, I smell a runner. So I'm not really trying hard here to come up with anything cool. I'm just trying to find whatever I can make just to see if this works out. Um, so Sniffa, I smell a runner. I'm gonna do one called, go, Sniffa. You know, I'm gonna do a Hera. I hear a runner. So this one is I smell a runner. I'll do I hear a runner on Bongfon. Then we did 2 Sol here. And let's see if people like it. Obviously, I should have made a tweet. Sometimes I can make a schizo thread. It's when you find something cool on the internet and you think you should tokenize it, so you write out a thread on why it should run, a thesis that people can quickly read and be like, oh, I think I agree with that idea, I'm gonna buy that. Or I could make a community where people can make memes around this. But we're just gonna check what happens here with Hira creating it. Boom. Oh, transaction failed. Uh, Let me see here for a sec. Oh, it's because I only added 2 Sol and I'm trying to buy 2 Sol here. That's why it's not working. Because my usual dev wallet has way more money, so that would work. But I forgot that here I have less money. So we click again. Bongfun, image, name ticker. We create a coin. We... Wait, what? Why don't I see the coin? Oh, here. That's weird. Then with dev cell. Oh, look at that. Why is it? Is it running? I guess it moved up. Somebody bought the dev cell, so it jumped up a little bit here. I dev sold and it jumped up again. And it even continues moving a little bit. So here, I just created nothing out of thin air. I generated 0.2 Sol. That's probably the smallest amount you can expect to make if you make something super average like this. Like Hira, the ticker is not that good. The idea is not that crazy, but there we go. How much is that even is? Right now Solana is 156. So $30? If 0.1 is $15, I just made $30, spending literally probably 2 minutes looking at what I can create. And you just do this over and over again until your port, becomes 10 Solana, 15, 20, and so on. I think I've explained most of the things I wanted to say. Use the referral link I have for Axiom. You're gonna get discount on Axiom. Use the Uxento link. You're also gonna get discount there. It's all down in the bio. Is there anything else I can suggest you guys to be profitable with this? Probably not. You're gonna learn real quick. Once again, experience deving does not cost a lot. Every launch, the most money you're risking is like 50 cents. And on average, if it moves even a little bit, you're gonna make $20, $30 very easily. In most cases, more than that. On average, when I dev, I make, around 1 Sol. Here it was 0.2, but it was a really shitty idea. So just play around with it, check it out, and probably the best thing you can do right now. So focus on it for the next couple of weeks. I think soon this is going to become very popular and oversaturated, so it's going to be harder to dev stuff. But just like with anything, if you're smarter than most people, if you're more creative than most people, you'll be making money with this. And that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, share with your friends, share this alpha, don't keep it to yourself, and I'll see you later.